But first, the US presidential campaign is down to its last few hours. The candidates are making their final stops in the battleground states. The key to victory, getting the most electoral college votes. 538 are allocated to states based on population. The latest national polls put President Obama and Governor Mitt Romney in a statistical tie. But Obama is polling higher in many of the more populated states. New York and California deliver almost 1/3 of the 270 electors needed to win. More states are actually leaning towards Romney, but they're smaller. So it all comes down to 8 swing states where most polls give Obama a solid but narrow lead. We have correspondents standing by in several states. Patty Culhane is in Chicago, the home of Obama's campaign headquarters. Scott Heidler's in Ohio, where Mitt Romney is due to speak very soon. And Kimberly Halkett will give us the view from the Silver Diner in Arlington in Virginia. But first, let's go to our White House correspondent, Patty Culhane, who joins us now from Chicago. So, Patty, how is the president spending his last day on the campaign trail?
Stephen, he's trying to shore up what's known as his Midwestern firewall. The campaign believes that they win Iowa, Ohio, and Wisconsin, the states that the president is spending time in today, then they win re-election. Now, behind the scenes, because I've been traveling for a good couple of days now with the campaign, they'll tell you they feel pretty confident. They think the electoral math is just easier for them. But I have to say, this is what all campaigns do. They try to build up a sense of momentum, of inevitability about it. But if you look at the polls, and of course we don't know what their internal polling says, but there have been plenty of public polls. And if you look at them, and you just mentioned it, the president has a lead, but it's minor. In some cases, most cases, it's not even past the margin of error. So really, truly, if you look at where we are right now, about 24 hours from now, we'll just be starting to talk about election results. This race is simply too close to call. And I have to point this out. There's a lot of talk that this doesn't end tomorrow night, that this could continue. I can tell you that both of the campaigns have teams of lawyers in all of those important states because they're ready for legal challenges and recounts because they think, really, with a race this close, it really could come down to that.
You know where I stand, you know what I believe, you know I tell the truth. That's what Mr. Obama has been telling the crowd. You see the scars on me, the grey hairs on my hair to show I know how to fight for change. Is that message for change? He started off with a message for hope. That seemed to disappear. What about the message for change? Has that been resonating through the states?
You know, I think his message is you don't want to change because you don't know the other guy. Basically, he's had a hard time throughout all of these months of campaigning trying to find a way to defend his record. So what we heard him say throughout the last couple of days is, I know you haven't always agreed with all of my decisions. The new line he's put in there today is, Michelle, of course, the First Lady, doesn't agree with all of my decisions, but you know where I stand. Because his entire campaign has been based on painting Mitt Romney as an unknown, as a flip-flopper who doesn't have any core values. The campaign believes that message has stuck, and so they're trying to reinforce that to the voting public, to the independents. That's not necessarily a line to fire up the base, but to try and sway those people who may be sitting on the fence. I can tell you, I spent some time in Ohio just talking to average Americans who are being inundated by phone calls and knocks on the door, and it was very interesting. A lot of them said the same thing to me. Not that they were leaning towards a vote for the president, but they were leaning away from voting for Mitt Romney. So obviously the campaign feels that that is a winning message. We've heard it a lot over the last couple of days. So no, it's come a far way from hope, but there's still some change. It's just you don't want to change.
Patty Culhane in Chicago. Thanks, Patty.